Welcome back to Life Lessons, a series on creation and elevation. So today's topic is be content. So the reason why I say be content is because, well, let me describe what being content is. Being content is being satisfied with something. Like if you did pretty well on a test, you got a B. You're content with that grade. You're satisfied with that grade. I want to add a quick disclaimer. Be content, but never be comfortable. You always want to get out your comfort zone so you could grow and become more. But you also want to be content and satisfied so you don't torture yourself internally. So the reason why I say be content is because when you're content with the things that you have, you're more likely not going to be feeling those negative emotions, and on top of that, people won't be able to negatively affect you when you're content about things. You know, when you see that what the next man is doing, when you're content and grateful for what you have, you won't develop feelings of jealousy, envy, or any of that. You know, when you're content with what you have, when you go into like horrible situations or bad situations, you're not gonna enter survival mode. You're gonna understand that you need to get out the situation, but you won't let that destroy you. You know, you could still be happy with life and satisfied with life, and you won't allow that situation to destroy you. And you won't become desperate. That's one thing. When you're not content with what you have, you become desperate. And out of that desperation, you can exhibit some behaviors and emotions that aren't your true self. Being content with something is, okay, my financial life, let me give you an example. My financial situation isn't right now, right? So if my financial situation isn't right, of course, that's not a good thing. I have to be satisfied with the situation that I'm in. I have to be content, but while I'm content, I have to work myself out that situation. Because once I lose that sense of content, I'm gonna feel like I'm not doing enough. And then in that, I'll do more things which could end up destroying me depending on the thing that you're doing more of. You know, when people get desperate, especially desperate for money, we already know what they turn to. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Relationships. When you're content and at peace with yourself, you're not gonna go around hopping relationship to relationship, or when a relationship or friendship doesn't work out, you're content. It's not going to be the end of the world. Having that contentness could get you through many difficult situations. You want to know why? Because you're still grateful for the life that you have. You understand the situation that you're in, but you're still grateful for life. A lot of people aren't content because they're focused on the wrong things, or they haven't developed that peace or that self-love or that understanding. People will complain, talk about how they hate being here, they hate this, they hate that, and it makes them get into a state of depression. But at the end of the day, they don't realize you woke up today. You got to experience and interact with people today. You got home, you had a meal to eat, you had a phone to go on. A lot of people don't have those things. So when you're content, you're grateful for the little that you have. And when you're grateful for a little, you could be responsible over a lot. When you're responsible over that little, you could be responsible over a lot. When you're grateful for that little, when you get a lot, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to come up. Being content is one of those ways to be successful, because in success, you can't just be desperate. You have to be, okay, I'm here right now. I'm satisfied I'm satisfied with how long I've made it, but I'm not comfortable. So you're satisfied, right? You're happy, you're content. You're worried about your own thing. Your own thing makes you feel positive about yourself. It makes you feel good. But the thing is, you're not comfortable. You're not just going to be like, oh, this is the standstill. You're like, yo, I'm proud of myself that I got here, but now I have to elevate up here, because you don't want to be in your comfort zone. As soon as you sit down in your comfort zone, there will be no growth. Where you are uncomfortable, that's where the most growth is. You know, I dropped the video, get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's like a messed up analogy, but the way you got to think about it is, when you're comfortable, that means you're not growing as an individual, right? So the thing is, as soon as you get comfortable, you should feel uncomfortable in your spirit because you're like, damn, I gotta do something. I gotta get out my comfort zone. And in doing that, you become more. You're able to do more. Your character becomes more. You develop more as an individual. On top of that, with the emotional blackmail, when like there's, especially with toxic people and things like that, like toxic individuals, toxic family members, when you're content without them, like especially when you could live without somebody who's very manipulative, toxic, and I'm just talking in general, it doesn't have to be a manipulative or toxic person. It allows you to, it allows you to be grateful for that experience, but also it doesn't really, when that person goes, you won't be crushed. Because a lot of people, when somebody leaves their life or something happens, they freak out and they let it destroy their life. No, you just gotta understand, make peace with the situation, and play the cards that you were dealt, with all honesty. So the benefits of being content is you won't develop jealousy. You'll be able to understand and pick up on situations better. Like you'll evaluate it. Okay, I lost my friend. We don't talk anymore. It's okay. That happened for a reason. Da da da. And then you go away. You don't have to be desperate and be like, oh, I lost my friend. I need to go get 5 more for this one I lost. You're just gonna be like, okay, I lost them. It happens. That's life. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. You're content and you're happy with yourself. Be content and happy with yourself. That's the biggest factor. Is creation and elevation. I'm gone.